Hey everybody, Aaron here. Welcome back to another anime review. Today we look at a very mature anime. I'm going to have a giant warning when I actually get into the review of this. We're looking at the series known as Okusama ga Saito Kaicho, or My Wife is the Student Council President, Season 1. Season 2 right now is currently airing. You know, it's not finished yet, so as of recording this, it's not finished yet. I think it's like episode 9, so that kind of dates us to the point, but anyways. So I'm going to have on-screen giant warning. I don't know if it's gonna be. I don't know how it's gonna look exactly. It might be just in your face. It might be zooming toward the screen. I don't know, but I need to put this warning out there because it's imperative that I do, because I know I have a lot of younger viewers that watch my reviews and do take my reviews to heart and go watch the anime I recommend. Now I'm gonna recommend this, yes, but I recommend this to people that are over a certain age. Let's say over an age of 18, which is where you're supposed to be when you're watching these things. I can't listen. I'm not your parents. I can't stop you from watching certain things. You can actually watch this on Crunchyroll. I'm not going to say how to do it because there is a actually very specific way that you can do it on Crunchyroll that you can watch the show. But yeah, I'm not going to say how to do that unless you're 18. If you're 18 plus, then you shouldn't be too hard to figure out how to do it. Anyways, though, warning. That's my last warning, my last thing. It'll probably go away now, disappear. So, My Wife is the Student Council President, or Okusama, as it's like the shortened version of it, is a very funny show. But it is very erotic. I'll tell you right now, I mean, if you look on Wikipedia and you look up the genre for it, it's erotic comedy. And I think that's the best way to describe this, because it is erotic comedy. So the plot, what little plot there actually is that we have Yu and we have Hayato. Yu is the president you see right now on screen. She's the president of the student council body, and Hayato is the main protagonist. He is the vice president of the student council body. So they work together in this one school where they're trying to eliminate the things that kids have to deal with in their school. It could be anything. It could be like that. Certain things are happening in class and people are tired of it. They try to do their job pretty good for the most part. Now, one day when Hayato comes back home, he has a very interesting surprise waiting for him. Yu is there, and Yu is saying, "Hey, guess what? We're gonna get married, and not only are we gonna get married, but we're gonna live together now." So yeah, that's where the whole kind of drama starts and the whole comedy aspect starts. Where now Hayato, the vice president, is quote unquote married to the president, and also at the same time is living with her. Now, I will say right now, this show has a lot. Oh, I said I think already, but I'm gonna say it again. A lot of erotic scenes. I mean, there's some, let's say, messing with certain parts of women's body. I'll say that right now. It's never taken so far to the extreme of like, oh shit, that's full blown nudity. I mean, you do see the top half of the girl exposed, but you never see like the bottom half. They get close though. They get close with that, but the one thing that's kind of the draw, if you're not into fan service, is the comedy aspects of this, because there are a lot of comedy aspects, and namely that Hayato is kind of this prim and proper dude who is also, hey, listen, a guy. So now he's living with this big busty girl with him, and not only that, but she really likes him to a point that, I mean, like, she really likes him. I mean, she loves him essentially, but she's willing to do anything for the dude. But what's funny about this is that this kind of situations they get in terms of like trying to hide the fact that they live with one another. Various characters who fall in love with Hayato, which is kind of the harem elements to this, but it's not really. I don't want to say super harem-esque. It does have harem elements to it, but it's not the main focus of this. It's like meant to be just an addition to the kind of comedy and drama that they have to deal with in terms of being a couple now. But the show in general follows these two, and as the series progresses, you get to kind of know them. And even though every episode is only 8 minutes long, if you minus the opening and closing, it's like 7 minutes. But there's actually a lot of depth to the characters themselves. In honestly, that it's kind of ironic. I'm not gonna lie, but you learn a lot about you, and you learn a lot about Hayato in terms of what makes them tick. For example, Yu is very fast to try to kind of, I want to say, sexually arouse Hayato, but at the same time, she's a regular girl, so she's afraid to kind of do certain things once in a while. And at the time, she gets very flustered if he looks at another girl and stuff like that, because she really does have feelings for him. Hayato is like stuck in right now this kind of, what the hell am I doing? I don't know if I should be with this girl. Is this normal? Am I hooking up with other girls? What's going on right now? Because there are other girls flaunting at him. And one thing I like about Hayato is that even though this is not really per se a harem, quote unquote, I really kind of want to say it is a little bit, but it's not at the same time. But, even though this is a pseudo harem, if I could say it the best way, Hayato is not an idiot. Hayato is actually very smart, and one thing that they talk about in the series is that how he's smart he is, but he's also very quick to show that, hey, I'm a straight dude. I'm willing to be with these girls and willing to do quote unquote things with them. So he takes it to the limit sometimes in many ways, but it never is. I don't want to say like I never want to say it's degrading per se to anyone. It's just that more so this is a very erotic type show, and this is definitely for mature audiences. So that's why I had to put that warning when I did in the beginning of this to kind of notify you of that. But it's meant to be raunchy and it's meant to be comedic in the same token, so it works together both ways. Because I mean, half the humor and joke come from the fan service, and while I hate fan service, I always tell people this. I'm not a huge fan of fan service in anime generally. I don't mind it. Don't get me wrong, because also I'm a straight dude too as well. But the thing is that fan service in many ways can be both derogatory and also at the same time unneeded. In a show like this, the fan service alleviates that, because what it's doing is it's meant to be thrown into the whole mix. It works with the show's type and it works with the show's pacing and stuff like that. It works for the show, so it's not like, oh, let's just throw fan service so this way we get people to watch it. No, it's there, but it's to enforce everything else, because Hayato, reacts to a lot of the stuff that happens around him, and that's what makes the comedy funny. Now, story-wise, like I said, there's really no story here. I mean, you do get the concept of the characters living together and stuff like that, but it's not really, like, for example, I'm trying to think of another short. I can't understand what my husband's saying. That's another short that's kind of reminiscent to this in many ways, but that's a little bit quicker to the pace and also has more story than this. So don't expect a lot of story from this type of show. Animation-wise, I actually like the animation for this show. Despite it being very simple, it looks very nice. It looks very clean. Oh, yeah. I used also quotes with clean because there's again nudity and stuff like that in several scenes, and also a lot. Let me just say again, a lot of fan service in this anime. Soundtrack wise and voice acting wise, I actually really like the characters. I love excuse me, for just the sheer fact that she reminds me of this one girl from another anime, which is Arimo, because she voices Karino from Arimo, which is that was a weird thing to say. That's very hard for me to say for some reason. But she voices Karina from Arimo, or I can't believe my little sister is cute or something like that. I think is the English translation of that series, I believe. But her voice for this character, I think, just works perfectly, because I don't know, it just fits for her character. And I think that's one thing about the show in general, that everyone's voice kind of fits perfectly to whoever they're doing, which is very interesting. Now, like I said before, if you do want to watch the show, it is on Crunchyroll. It's just that you have to, well, at this point I can now tell you how to do it, because before I really couldn't tell you how to do it. I wanted to have that warning, so if you're still watching, you can kind of get this tip and trick to get into watching Okusama on Crunchyroll, because you can watch both seasons right now. It is actually it is dubbed, excuse me, it is simulcast on Crunchyroll, so every episode does come out when the new episode airs on Crunchyroll. What you can do is type in Okusama into the search box. What's going to happen is it's not going to show you like what you want to find. It's not going to do that. But when you hit enter, it will bring you to a few of the videos. Now, you're going to have to click, click the start button for it. Like, so click like you're playing the episode, and it's going to bring you to a Are You 18 type thing. Now, there's also a settings that you can now hit, like account settings, and you can put mature content filler on. So this way, from now on, if you type in Okusama, it'll be right there in your face. It'll be like, oh, there's Okusama. But for the most part, it's hidden behind that maturity wall, so you can't find it that easily, which is very interesting to me. Anyways, guys and girls, if I had to review Okusama, given that what type of show this is, A through F, I have to give it a solid B+. There's nothing really wrong with it. I mean, like I said before, it is meant to be very erotic and very comedic in the same nature, but I really enjoyed the show. I think it was funny. I really laughed a lot of times at some of the awkward situations that Hayato got in with Yui and a few other characters that you meet. But honestly, it was a funny show, and I binged the whole thing in one shot. So I mean, it was really enjoyable in that sense. But anyways, guys and girls, I hope you enjoyed this review. As always, if you do, please hit the like button, comment, subscribe to the channel. You know the whole nine. And I will talk to you guys later. Until our paths cross again in the next review. Have a good one, everyone. Bye bye.